What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another GEST June match. This is the group stages, if I'm not mistaken. I'm skipping back and forth. I won't go up to the semifinals and the finals yet. I think LD claimed one of the last finals matches, but I think I might just cast it anyway, just because I've been casting so much of this tournament, so I might as well just bring you all the finals nonetheless. So maybe we could dual cast it. Maybe we'll just do two separate casts. I don't know. But anyway, this is the only Starsboba replay I can find during this tournament. And Starsboba had quite a fall from grace. Yeah. Well, two of their players play League of Legends so soon. Only stood in for that one tournament last month, and he didn't perform very, very well at all. I think Rekka and Jessica play League of Legends, and it's just Yuna Archie. And keep in mind, Starsboba have their own separate Dota 2 team, so maybe their players are practicing Dota 2 as well. Maybe they just have a lot of personal life issues. But hopefully you can see a return to form from Starsboba, because keep in mind, this is a team that was good enough to be invited to the International last year. But the only problem was that they couldn't get the visa able to go to the International last year. So they certainly have potential. I mean, we can certainly reminisce all day about Sosu's Furion, the crazy axe builds of Starsboba, them trying out complete unorthodox picks, items that don't really make much sense on many heroes, but they always found a way to make it work. So hopefully you can see a return to form, and maybe this tournament is the start of their return to form. Hopefully, I'll let you guys know after this game how they did, because this is the only Starsboba replay that I could find. Anyway, they're facing Invasion Red in this match on the Scourge side. I always make sort of a tired little joke that Invasion Red always sounds like a Mountain Dew drink. But, yep, Invasion Red, extremely strong Malaysian team. Probably top 3 Malaysian team in Dota 1. I mean, I think Orange is probably the best Dota 1 team in Malaysia, and then I don't really want to step on anybody's toes by proclaiming any other Malaysian Dota 1 team on the level of Orange. But hopefully Invasion Red can make strong showing and surpass Orange, because keep in mind that Orange is practicing Dota 2 very hard for the International 2, and that Yamate does not play Dota 1, he plays Dota 2, so Orange is missing Yamate, so Invasion Red, this might be their time to shine. I don't think they were invited to the International 2 qualifiers, but still, that means more time to focus on Dota 1, more time to focus on this game, which has so many interesting heroes like Techies, like Rubik, like Templar Assassin, like Naga, who we don't see anywhere else at the moment. So just going into the picks and bans, we see Queen of Pain, Tiny, and Naga being the first 3 bans. Now, Queen of Pain, Tiny, Naga, those seem more of like Filipino picks. Tiny and Queen of Pain especially. I think Naga is more of a Southeast Asian common pick, so I'm not really too sure if Starzo knows that Invasion Red is not Filipino, that they're just Malaysian. And you can see 2 very unstared Filipino picks. We see the Furion and the Earthshaker. Well, Earthshaker is a very stared Filipino pick, but yet, keep in mind Invasion Red is Malaysian, so maybe Starsboba hasn't kept up fully with their research, or maybe they just don't want to face Queen of Pain. Maybe they got owned by Queen of Pain Tiny so many times in this GST that they don't want to look at her pretty face anymore. And meanwhile, they pick up the Windrunner, the Crystal Main, and the Wisp. Now, Wisp is a really interesting hero. He was seen a little bit, I think, UC versus Digi is on Loomis's channel. That's like a month ago. That's the last Dota 1 game that Loomis casted that had a Wisp in it. I personally have not watched it. I heard it's a fantastic game. Wisp is a hero that I think he was overnerfed. He's certainly a very, very capable support hero, but he's more of a support hero who focuses on ganks, and he needs to get a lot of levels so he can get a lot of levels into the overcharge to buff up his carries. But in terms of mobility, in terms of ganking, there's few that can counteract Wisp. And I guess there was a counter pick against the Furion, so when Furion comes in for a gank, Wisp can just teleport in with his buddy, tether up, and just stun everybody for 2 seconds if the tether manages to hit its allies. And Windrunner, this is the first GST play where I'm commenting that has a Windrunner. Actually, I think it's the second one, because I remember there was a Windrunner in a different game, but that's besides the point. Invasion Red decided to ban the Lycanthrope, the Krob, the Rubik, the Chaos Knight, and the Sand King. Chaos Knight, Sand King, not really 2 common bans, they're common picks. They might not even be worthy enough to ban. Meanwhile, Starsboba decided to ban the Puck and the Bow Rider, 2 pretty common bans these days, especially in the last phases of the bans. If you're wondering why Bow Rider is not seen at all in Dota 2, where he's seen a decent amount in Dota 1, both the Chinese and the Southeast Asian scene. I will discuss that. The Batrider guide is coming out by the end of this week. I promise. You can hold me to it. So yeah, keep that in mind. I will go into discussion about that. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get back into this game. We see a roster, so they're going for a lot of magical damage, but a lot of squishy heroes. So I think if Invasion Red decide to tank up, they might be able to outlast Starsboba's side. There are a lot of disables on Starsboba, so if they can get enough tanky heroes, and I like what Invasion Red is doing. They're picking a lot of long-range initiator heroes. The Earthshaker for the Fissure, Furion for counter-ganking, Ice Blast coming in from any direction, Dragonite extremely tanky, and Starsboba is going for an extremely glass cannon heavy lineup. And who is going to be the ganking buddy for the Wisp? Some of the best ganking buddies are like Sven, Nyx, Ricky, in my personal opinion, when playing Wisp. But ranged heroes are not really too good when playing with the Wisp because they don't have to be right up close next to the person that they targeted. And melee heroes usually have skills that can do a lot of damage very quickly. Meanwhile, Palm doesn't really get too much damage until the mid to late game. Rasta only realizes that Nuke and then has disables himself. And the other heroes don't really provide too much burst damage themselves. So I'm not really too sure what Starsboba plan to do with this lineup. They have a mix of early game and mid game with a touch of ganking. It's not going to push too hard, even though they have the Rasta, Shadow Shaman, Serpent Wards, because only Windrunner is the only good pusher on their side. Crystalmane is a decent pusher for a support hero, but there's a lot of turtley spells on the Invasion Red side as well, Earthshaker, Ancient Apparition, so I'm not really too sure what Starsboba hopes to accomplish this lineup, and we see a Broodmother, a very strong pushing hero that will be able to take advantage of the lack of AoE crowd control spells on the Starsboba side, and I had to add 2x speed, but I will slow down, and we can get right into this game. Anyway, introducing the players on the Starsboba side, we have Archie, the captain, playing that Wisp, or no, Rekka is the captain, playing the Priestess of Moon, Yuna playing the Windrunner, Batu on the Shadow Shaman, and Jessica playing the Crystal Maiden. Meanwhile, on the Invasion Red side, we have Wuyan playing the Furion, we got Snow playing the Dragon Knight, Shen GG on the Earthshaker, FC on the Ancient Apparition, and Ohai on, or OHY, I'm not really too sure how to pronounce it. I know HY likes it pronounced that way, so this might just be OHY or Ohai. Who cares? Well, he might care, so I guess it's a little bit weird that I just said that. But he's going to be playing the Broodmother. And just going to talk about the lanes for a bit. Windrunner with a Wisp. I mean, I'm not really too sure how Starsboba plans to go about their game plan. I guess they're going to go ganking a lot and try to out-gank the other team, but they don't really have too much burst damage, which is going to be really concerning, especially if Earthshaker and Ancient Apparition can get a lot of levels. But we're going to see an Earthshaker, Ancient Apparition tri-lane supporting the DK on the top lane rather than a DK in the mid lane. Going to have Furion soloing the mid lane. He's going to be able to teleport anywhere he wants and still get enough level through that solo mid experience. And Broodmother versus the Potom on the bot lane. Potom should be completely owned by the Broodmother. I mean, she has the natural range advantage, but she can't really spam her spells. Her nukes don't get really very powerful until you level them up quite a good deal. And you really need a bottle or a ring of Aquila just to give you some mana regen so you can spam those nukes. And nice counterwork by FC already, but Crystalmane's coming in from the rear. But now Starsboba know that there is a counterward. A Fissure going to block off the Crystalmane. Crystalmane's trapped on the wrong side. Tether being scaled at level 1. Smart choice, giving that Crystalmane a bit of extra bonus move speed. Let's see if Wisp and Crystalmane can pick off this Ancient Apparition. No, looks like Crystalmane was trying to cut off one way, but Ancient Apparition just decided to go the normal way. Fissure! He managed to clarity up and get one more Fissure in, but Ancient Apparition is forced to retreat. A couple more attacks, and Wisp has pretty high base damage, and an attack by the Crystalmane manages to get the kill. And meanwhile, Crystalmane runs back towards the Earthshaker as the movement speed by the Tether is really proving its mark, and unfortunately Earthshaker already used a clarity, but looks like Theron picked up level 2. He gets stunned again by Tether. Tether's such an awesome overpowered skill, but it looks like Wisp is going to be in a lot of trouble. Here comes Rasta, Batio coming for the reinforce, and so much action this early on in the game, and Batio picks up the kill easily with the Ether Shock, and see if Wisp, unfortunately the spirits do not slow anymore. I think they took that out like a year ago, but nonetheless, 2-0 early advantage for the Starsboba side. Keep in mind, DK is forced to stay back. He is 4 CS nonetheless, but Yuna's getting some pretty good free farm, and they picked up the first blood and an extra kill. Meanwhile, they kept down the Furion, and they gave Rasta some time to get up some levels in the mid lane. but unfortunately, they didn't get the sentry ward, so H9 end goal was accomplished nonetheless. So that's probably a little bit disappointing to Starsboba after picking up 2 easy kills and still having their observer ward denied nonetheless. Meanwhile, on the spot lane, Broodmother should have a reasonable time once she gets a soul ring. Bottom is doing a beautiful job to his harassment. Nice smart play by Rekka, picking up a very early pair of sentry wards. Didn't spend all of her early gold, so is able to pick the sentry wards with relative ease, and is already bottling up. No, pops the salve, and Broodmother is going to just keep the spiders in the lane, harass, push the lane a little bit, probably farm the jungle, get twice as much farm as she normally would have, and then wait for a moment where Bottom's mana is very low, where he can start the push. Because once Palm's out of mana, there's really nothing she can do to stop the Broodmother spiders from pushing. Meanwhile, back to you on the roster against Furin in mid lane. Furin did not die, but managed to get level 3 nonetheless. Picked up Sprout level 1, so he has 1 point into each spell if I'm not mistaken. And it's common for Furin to go solo mid to pick up a level into Force of Nature so they can get a little bit more creep control, a little bit more damage for lasting and denying, and a little bit of harassment on the roster. Because keep in mind that those treants do have 500 HP with pretty decent armor, have natural 33% resistance to magical damage. It looks like the DK Earthshaker H9 version trialing, if they get a stun off, it's an easy kill. So Starsboba has to definitely keep an eye out, but right now this trial featuring the Wisp is really, really strong against H Apparition. They're going to stun the Crystal Main, Dragon Tail Fissure easily going to pick off the Crystal Main, and now Windrunner has to get the heck out of there. Already pops the Windrunner, but here comes Wuyan going to teleport in, and here comes the Wisp, a nice juke with the tether, and the Pasal is going to be popped. And that's going to be the end of that engagement. So 1 kill picked up on the Crystal Main. DK did get the last hit with the Fire Breath, so nicely done for him. And right now we're seeing the lack. I mean, this is a pretty survivable trial lane, except for minus the Crystal Main, but it won't really do too much in terms of counter ganking. It won't really do too much in terms of harassment. So Starsboba trial lane extremely, extremely weak in terms of damage. Meanwhile, Broodmother is being harassed quite heavily by Rekka. Really nicely done. Has 11 denies though, so he's really keeping up the creep equilibrium. Meanwhile, 11 and 3 is the score on the bottom. So right now, Broodmother is winning the lane. Let's see if Broodmother has picked up the Soul Ring. No, one for an early Poor Man Shield to prevent some of the harassment, because the Sentry Wards are really, really doing a number on the Broodmother. But he has picked up the Soul Mask, might go for the Soul Ring, might just save it for the Orchid. Probably just going to get a Soul Ring as soon as possible, and then just control the lane from there. And once he gets the spiders pushed far enough so he can control the jungle, and once Palm runs out of mana, I expect Palm to Bottle Crow for a bit. Let's just check out the Courier. Yes, Bottle Crowing is the name of the game for the Palm, but looks like there's engagement on the top lane. Here comes the Cold Feet and a Dragon Tail. Easy kill for Snow once again. Starsboba line up. The long-range initiation of Fissure is just too much, and if Wisp is not in position, that's definitely a dead hero on the side of Starsboba. Looks like Wisp wants to get a gank up on Wuhan, or Wuyan, my bad. But Batiao is unfortunately pushed the wave a little bit too far, so Wisp won't be able to get an easy gank. He does have the tether to rush in. It's probably level 2 tether. And with that, he can just rush in and just try to get a stop. A nice awareness by Wuyan. And the ward there by... Oh, I guess that Sentry Ward timed out. And there was no actual Observer Ward placed by the Invasion Red Squad. So just good awareness by Wuyan. And looks like Shackle is not going to be casted, as they're going to try to get a gank on the mid lane. Furin is a hero we don't see as much in Southeast Asian Dota 1 scene as we see in the Dota 2 scene, where I call him one of the big three along with Lycanthrope and Invoker. But he's still a very effective hero. You want to keep him down as much as possible. But Furin's just going to teleport in, going to farm these neutrals, a nice clever trick, going to get himself a level 5. And meanwhile, unfortunately, Rasta is not level 6 himself, so cannot provide too much pressure on this tower. Is about to hit level 6, so they're pushing the creep wave quite heavily, and now they might drop the Sentry Wards to pop it. No, he's going to pop the Haste Rune and go for a gank. There are no Observer Wards scouting it out for the Invasion Red Squad, so they have to be careful, but there's no reinforcements from the Starsboba to get a gank off successfully. Meanwhile, Dragon Knight farming away, picked up a very early Soul Ring, 18-2 CS, and here comes the Mass Servant Ward. It's going to easily pick off the mid tower along with the help of the Illusion Rune. So this tower already going in favor of Starsboba 2-2, Starsboba putting on some early aggressiveness, but I'm really going to be Interested to see how they counter this Broodmother pick. They don't really have too many spammable. They have Power Shot and they have Ether Shock and some Potom nukes. But Potom is forced to be pushed out of the lane completely and is going to leave the lane to Broodmother. And Broodmother, if you leave her alone for a couple seconds, she's going to do at least 500 damage to your tier 1 tower in the meanwhile. If not, take it down completely. Already you can see how fast those towers' HP is dropping. But meanwhile, there's engagement on the top lane. Here comes the Fissure along with the Dragon Tail by the Dragon Knight. That 400 cast range, such an improved benefit for the Dragon Knight these days. And that's going to really speed up his initiation. All it takes is a Fissure, walk up next to him, and get the Cold Feet Dragon Tail, easy kill. But here comes a Shackle. Here Batio comes in, but Fissure interrupts the Shackle. Nicely placed by Shen-Gigi. And I don't know if Starsboba should be sticking around. They don't have the natural tank ability, but Dragon Knight might have overstepped his boundaries. A Tether will be out to get the kill. One more attack from the Wisp, but the Dragon Knight does have that increased movement speed. Right now it looks like Ohai managed to pick up Rekka in the engagement, and Dragon Knight is going to be safe. Wow, very unexpected. Did not expect to see Dragon Knight escape by the skin of his teeth. Who was Rekka? Rekka is the Potom. Ohai is the Broodmother. So Broodmother getting a solo kill from the Potom after she went all the way back to the fountain to regen up. So a huge display by Rekka. Maybe it's the League of Legends, maybe it's the lack of practice, or maybe he just underestimated Broodmother. Probably the third case in this situation, because, I mean, League of Legends or lack of practice does not, it won't be enough to make you lose your fear of spiders. I'm just saying. So Rekka teleports into the bot lane, 26 and 4. Just checking out the early CS really quickly. Overall, I think Invasion Red is firing a bit better. Yeah, we have 3 people over 20 CS. No, 3 people on Starsboba also over 20 CS, but I think the heroes on Invasion Red's side scale much better than those on Starsboba's side. Dragon Knight, Broodmother just have a bigger mid-game impact than the heroes on the Starsboba side. And they're really going to turtle out very late game. Once it gets to the very late game, Potom can theoretically fight against Broodmother and a Dragon Knight, but they don't really want to take it that far. They've only taken 1 tower in the first 8 minutes. That ain't European Dota 2, where towers fall in the blink of an eye. And meanwhile, Broodmother is just going to continue farming it up on the bot lane with the Soul Ring. Has not died, has picked up 1 kill. Let's see what she decides to go for here. I think Orchid would be a smart choice because there are so many spellcasters on the Starsboba side. And Orchid is a pretty standard build for Broodmother in both scenes these days, in the European Dota 2 scene and in Dota 1 scene in general. You know, Potom is going to try to desperately get some farm. She's pretty much the only hope that if this game goes to the mid to late game stages, she's the only hope Starsboba has to stay in this game. But Broodmother is going to try to put on some pressure. Meanwhile, just checking on the top lane, Dragon Knight, 34 CS, should be finishing his Vanguard relatively quickly if he manages to push down his tower. Keep in mind, Corrosive Breath does do, I think, 120 additional tower damage once that Corrosive Breath proc. But looks like there's a huge battle on the bot lane. Here comes an amalgamation of nukes all the way on that Windrunner's head, and Wisp is going to teleport in. Unfortunately, his tether is broken, so Wisp is going to be a lot of trouble. Level 4 Wisp this late in the game, not going to be very nice whatsoever, as Wisp is going to try to run away for his life. Tether is cooling down, going to tether to the Pieces of the Moon. Nicely done, but now Crystal Maiden might take the fall. No, they're going to get Shackle on the Fury, but Earthshaker comes in from the rear. Shen-Gigi all over the place. The wards are dropped, but can they focus down anybody? Oh, Batio is blocked all the way. Can he get away? No, Broodmother attacks, 1 nice hit, but it looks like the Priestess of Moon managed to pick off the Potom nonetheless. Or Priestess of Moon managed to pick off the Furin, and Jessica died. Meanwhile, the Invasion Red squad are going to retreat, but they are very happy with that engagement. They picked up a tower, they picked up 2 kills at the trade for a Furin who can recuperate his gold loss very easily. So just everything is going Invasion Red's way at the moment, and just the hero level experience of the Wisp is just going to really come back. I mean, look at this. 2 heroes not at level 6, only 1 hero, or 2 heroes, never mind. But overall, the level disparity is completely in the favor of Invasion Red. Looks like Windrunner's caught out of position as Potom took the fall. Not really too sure as the Furin teleports in. Easy kill up on Yuna, and Starsboba just falling apart at the seams. Broodmother could theoretically just keep pushing the bot lane, and I don't really know if there's too much Starsboba can do, especially since the wards are on cooldown. Meanwhile, Wisp is trying to get the level 6. They really need the Wisp to be high level in order for their ganking strategy. But one of the best ways to counter Wisp is just to have, you know, heroes not be in solo positions. And you see that very often in professional games. Heroes are never really caught by themselves unless they're like a Broodmother or a Techies, God forbid. but just in general, pros do not leave their heroes alone unless they are completely confident that they are safe. And this tier 2 tower is going to be very, very quick to fall. Paladin is going to be the only one teleported and gets Dragon Tail. Not really too sure what Rekka is doing, just completely fed. Starsboba completely falling apart at the seams. The trees, the spiders, all going to be summoned. Dragon Knight. They might even be able to turn on the tier 3 tower. They have enough spiders and they have enough treants, and the corrosive breath of the Dragon Knight is going to be up for another 30 seconds, so Starsboba, they're going to be in a lot of trouble, but no, it looks like Invasion Knight, they're going to play it safe, close to the bone, pick up their items, push out the lanes a little bit, get some more map control, maybe take a Roshan, and then push into the base. Very, very calm, very collected, very calculated moves by Invasion's Red Squad, and it's going to be very difficult for Starsboba to stop this huge momentum train from wrecking their base. Right now, Crystal Main has to get some levels. He has to get max level Frost Nova so she can clear the spiders a lot faster, but she can't even approach the Brutal, otherwise she'll just get completely owned. I mean, level 2 incapacity, or level 2 insatiable hunger, along with the incapacitating bite. As we see, the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast snipes the Rasta. Here comes the arrow, gonna hit the Dragon Knight. Can they get a kill on Snow? Snow is just so tanky. Has picked up the Cloak of Defiance, and look at all the damage. Oh, finally they managed to kill it. Nice Starfall, managed to pick up the kill, and they couldn't get the other kill up on the Earthshaker, so Shen GG escapes with his life. But meanwhile, looks like Furion is just going to farm up the woods, try to pick up some pushing items, and Broodmother is just going to pressure the Crystal Main back to the base. Broodmother really wants to go on that Crystal Main, but unfortunately she is very close to being out of mana, won't be able to have enough money unless she pops Soaring, which was on cooldown just then. Meanwhile, Ancient Apparition picks up a medallion, very clear indication that before they go to the base they want to take the Roshan. Nice item by the Ancient Apparition. And they have a lot of disables. They have the Dragon Tail, they have the Fissure to easily take down Roshan, especially with the Mice Armor, and the Treant summons to tank it up along with the Spiders, so Roshan will fall very quickly. Meanwhile, OHY is just going to keep farming it up, going to try to finish the Orchid. Should be able to pick it up in about 400 gold, if my math serves me well. But yeah, once the Fish Orchid is done, it's going to be free, easy solo kills for the Broodmother in the bot lane, unless Starsboba commits more than one hero to that. And once they do that, Furion is going to push down all the other lanes along with the help of the DK. And looks like they're going to be able to pick off this tower very easily. I don't think Wisp is even level 6. No, level 7, so she does have the teleport. But again, what can you do? You don't have much burst damage to your name. All the heroes are constantly grouped up together, so the teleport ganks, the recall is just not going to be very effective. But nice deny by Archie. Still showing that he's got the timing down, but Dragon Knight's going to initiate. Here comes the Fissure, just a massive amount of damage being thrown on Batiao's head, and Batiao dies in the blink of an eye. Let's see if Furion's going to teleport in. No, they're just going to retreat out of there. Easy kill, easy tower, and Invasion Red just have Starsboba in the palm of their hand. Going to farm up these Serpent Wards. Dragon Knight just says, oh man, those wards tickle. Meanwhile, let's see if Broodmother has finished the Orchid. Yes, she will have the Orchid up extremely fast once it gets shipped out to her. She has all the necessary item components. Might just be saying, alright, I'm hiding it for now, just so that I can get an easy kill when it does come to me. And you guys won't know about it. But Wiss is forced to farm with the Windrunner. It's a little bit of a silly sight. But keep in mind, Broodmother is melee, so she'll get stunned very easily by the tether because she has to run up next to them, right up next to the tether. And Windrunner has a very high movement speed bonus with the Windrun along with the tether, pretty much max move speed. But it looks like Invasion Red, they have the Medallion of Courage, they have the trees, they have the Cold Feet. They're going to take off Roshan. And look at how much work the Medallion of Courage is doing, just with 2 intelligence heroes with no plus damage items between them. Medallion of Courage along with the Treant's going to just easily pick off the Aegis. I think they're going to give the Aegis to the Dragon Knight so he can stand the front lines, take up a bit more. Yes, Boomer is just going to continue to stay on the bot lane, and once Dragon Knight picks up the Aegis the Immortal, he has no fear of dying. It took so many spells just to kill the Dragon Knight, and that was even before he had finished his full-on Hood of Defiance. So right now, Dragon Knight is going to be pretty much immortal, unless Furion decides to pick up the Aegis the Immortal. Or maybe they're just going to the Earthshaker. Let's see what it decides to go for. Meanwhile, Stars are trying to get a gank off on the bot lane. Any dust of appearance? Yes, they tried to get a nice map awareness by OHY, noticing that there is dust on the Priestess of the Moon. And Dragon Knight picks up the Aegis Immortal, drops his South Shield. So he's not going to finish the Vanguard, so Starsboba have to pretty much fight for the eyes, but Priestess of the Moon gets completely surrounded by the Spider's going to die in the blink of an eye. Oh, here comes the Ice Blast. It's going to whiff the Priestess of the Moon. Spider is going to be in a lot of trouble, but the Shatter, along with the Global, Wrath of Nature, Ancient Apparition, and Fearin is just such a deadly combination. Unfortunately, the Fissure just whiffs the Crystal Main, but she is just too slow, being weighed down by all that ice. And Bruno picks up the easy kill. Mega kill going up for OHY. Starsboba just full on panic mode at the moment. I don't really see. They can't even get a tower push going on in the top lane. Looks like FC managed to take the fall, but Potom might have to sacrifice her life. Ancient Apparition dying for the Potom would be a well-worthy trade, especially since Potom did buy back. But here comes Rasta. Unfortunately, was revealed by the Sentry Ward, nicely placed by Shenji, and Rasta takes the fall very easily. 5-15 in favor of Invasion Red. They have all the map control. They only have 2 more Tier 2 towers to take. Meanwhile, they've only lost 1 tower themselves. They've taken the Roshan. Everything is coming up Invasion Red. And they're going to get the Dragon Tail up on the list, doing a massive amount of damage. Here comes the Echo Slam, just for the for sure kill. Gonna easily pick off this tower. And I'm not too sure what Starsboba can do, guys. Like, normally in these situations I'd be like, okay, maybe they can do this to get back in the game. But Starsboba don't really have an exceptional teamfight lineup, though the Genking squad is just completely put on the back heels. Excuse me. And I'm not really too sure. I guess if Invasion Red found dies 4 or 5 times, Starsboba can get back in the game. Or maybe if everybody disconnects on the Invasion Red side, Starsboba can get back into the game. Otherwise, I don't really see too much of a hope. It's just going to be a matter of time now. In Invasion Red, they're not going to play it too close to the bone. And keep in mind, there have been bigger comebacks. I mean, I think MUSC versus LGD. LGD took 2 racks quite quickly, and then they just played it too slow, and MUSC managed to make an opening and take it nonetheless. But I don't know if Invasion Red are as patient as this Chinese and going to let that happen. They might just decide to push in with the Aegis. Unfortunately, Echo Slam is on cooldown, but Ice Blast always up. Level 9 Ancient Apparition. It's not going to be a very high level of Ice Blast. Meanwhile, Bruno is going to be harassed back to where she came from. Dust's appearance. They're going to be able to kill the Broodmother. That's going to be a small victory. Broodmother, does she have buyback? She does not have buyback. So, looks like Starsboba is going to stall for time, and this might be what they need. If they can kill Broodmother several times over, that's going to give them a lot of hero kill gold, going to give them a lot of experience, and just alleviate a lot of the pressure that's going in the spot lane. Meanwhile, Invasion Red, they're constantly sticking as 4 or 5, just completely countering the Wisp. The arrow manages to hit the Ancient Apparition, but Rekka cannot do too much to follow it up. Rekka has pretty much 0 items, just this power treads. Just looking at the items, Crystalman has Cloak of Defiance, that's something. I guess she's farming the spiders a decent amount. Has probably maxed the Frost Nova. Meanwhile, Boots of Tranquility is the item choice for the Shadow Shaman. Gonna give him some much needed move speed, especially if Broomer tries to engage. But keep in mind, 3 attacks and those Boots of Tranquility just break into pieces. They're going to initiate on the Dragonite. A Hex might be the wrong choice. He has the Hood of Defiance and the Pipe of Insight. And he has the Aegis of the Immortal. Oh, this might be the wrong... This is totally the wrong decision by Starsboba. Initiating on the Dragonite. It's pretty much back up to full HP. Waste of an ultimate. Going to be very difficult in preventing this next push. And now Broodmother's respond. They can do a split push to kill 2 towers at once. Once Broodmother gets her spiders going. You know, Ice Vortex and Dragonite just ushering everybody away. Dragonite, no fear whatsoever, should not be fearing anything, to be honest. No physical damage, no magical damage can really take down this Dragonite unless he's just caught out all the way over here while his teammates are just, like, over there. Expert analysis you can only find in a B-Ball and cast. Blink Dagger Earthshaker comes in with the Echo Slam, manages to kill 2 heroes immediately. Crystal Main's going to be a lot of trouble. They get the Ice Blast, shatters the Crystal Main, nicely placed by FC. As Dragonite's going to pursue for the Shadow Shaman, she is not going to burst. Meanwhile, Dragonite taking a lot of damage, but he does have the Aegis tomorrow. It's going to be a Pyrrhic victory. Earthshaker he smells blood. He manages to pick off the Shadow Shaman with the help of the Aftershock bonus damage, but he's going to trade his life. But still, he did his job. He got a double kill. He did nice initiation. Meanwhile, Brewer is going to be pushing in all the while on the spot lane. Starsboba, 3 heroes dead, and his tower is sure to fall. The only saving grace is that Dragonite does not have the bonus corrosive skin. or corrosive breath damage, doing additional damage to that tower. Here comes an arrow. It meant to stun the DK. If they can kill the DK, they might be able to hold this off. But unfortunately, DK is just very tank. Shackle shots just perfectly placed disables. But DK is just such a beastly tank. My God, the Pipe of Insight just saving his life. Can they kill the DK? No, they're gonna stop chasing. Here comes the Frost Nova. Can they get the pursuit on? DK is just regenerating up so much HP. How did he get so much HP? DK is taking so much damage, but Bottom is going to be the first one to fall. Archie manages to kill the H-Nap version. That's something, but meanwhile, just look at the mini-map on the bot lane. Broodmother taking the racks. Oh no, Starsboba picked up a double kill on the back of the Wisp Archie, but that's not going to help them too much. DK, after being harassed so heavily, Rekka's courier gets killed, adding insult to injury. DK taking so much spell damage and harassment. And now we see the melee barracks going to fall. Archie picked up the double kill, but you don't really want the Wisp to pick up the kills. But still, they're going to keep chasing. DK gets some Smash 7 wards. They want something, and they want this DK. They want him to die. Will he die? Oh no! The middle Rex fell all the while in the bot lane. Tether comes back off cooldown. Such a ridiculous spell. But Fearon teleports in with the teleport. Recall's going to be casted just for the DK. Can he run? Can he run? His dragon form is going to time out. Oh, it times out just at the unfortunate time. He pops the magic wand, and the shackle shot. Oh, Pipe of Insight. So ridiculous. This DK just will not die. Will he get the kill on Windrunner? Will he get the kill where he will get the kill on Windrunner? Oh no, oh no. Starsboba, no. I am sad. I am so sad. Literally a 3-minute chase, and they couldn't kill the DK. I do not see any hope for Starsboba in this game. Normally I'm not one to call a game very early. That's one of the things I often criticize about Lunas, but I do not see any hope of comeback for Starsboba. A massive spider is combined with the chance going to easily siege down this tier 3 tower. Starsboba losing in humiliating fashion. I mean, it's not really that humiliating until they devote so much of their energy on the DK, and they couldn't even get the kill. So I'm going to call it humiliating. Starsboba fans, I'm a Starsboba fan too, but this is just not the way you want them to go out, as they are 2 Rex down. Here comes a shadow shot for the Nature's Prophet. The Dragon Tail gonna easily catch. Rekka dies in the blink of an eye. Buys back, trying to get as many kills as they can. They know this game's over, and the Rex is gonna fall. Necrobook level 2 up on the Furion, level 1 on the Furion. Just the items, the levels are all too much. Aegis is not up on the DK. Picked up a Hyperstone so he can do actual damage now rather than just tank. Starsboba lose 2 racks very easily. Might just turn on the 3rd. Yeah, I don't see any way for them to come back. So, I'm going to tell you the results of Starsboba in this tournament. Starsboba went 0-4 in this tournament as Earthshaker breaks in with the Echo Slam Fissure, easy double kill. Yeah, Starsboba went 0-4 in this tournament. Very, very disappointing. I think if they don't want to play, they should just let their Dota 2 team play for them. Because right now, they're just... It's because I like Starsboba so much that I'm being so harsh. Keep in mind, they are all a lot better than I am, a lot better than I ever will be. But just as a fan, and what is Dota, what is esports without fans? They are the ones who fund, they are the ones who watch, those are the ones who watch the streams. And right now, Starsboba, they're not making their fans proud. They're kind of disgracing the name that they were so talented with for so long. Well, it's not really disgrace because they're not practicing, but 0-4 in a GEST. And I don't even know if they had the most difficult group stages. Invasion Red, a very powerful team. And I think one top tier Filipino team was surely in the group, but you know, there's always one of those teams that doesn't have that name recognition that Starsboba should be able to beat. And keep in mind, this is a team that won GEST January or February. They won GEST February, and it's just been completely downhill. Has not made the playoffs bracket in the last 2 or 3 months. And even the return of So Soon last month could not bring them back to their former glory. And So Soon, of course, is married. He is not going to be playing Dota anymore. He was just a stand for the last tournament. And I think Jessica and Yuna are League of Legends players. So yeah, I think it might just be time for them to either switch to Dota 2, really practice Dota 1, which I hope they will do, considering they're not invited to any international Dota 2 tournaments. I think they might be in the Gigabyte Dota Masters, or the Pro Dota 2 League. I can't recall right off the top of my head, as GG is called. This tower is about to fall, so I'm going to bring up the final score screen. But yeah, they might be in a couple Dota 2 leagues, but they have their own separate Dota 2 team with Never Smile and Archie and David. I don't see David. I think he might be Batu or Rekka. I don't know. They change their names so often. But yeah, either practice Dota 1, switch to Dota 2, or just stop playing this, because right now they're not making their fans very happy in the GEST. And I don't think their fans want to keep seeing them go 0-4 in their group stages. And not to take anything away from Invasion Red, they played brilliantly. They played pretty much the best of their team ability, and I'm really looking forward to see how they're going to do in the playoff bracket. Hopefully I can bring you more Invasion Red games. Unfortunately, Starsboba in this GST is at an end. Their time came. They forfeited in 26 minutes, just a huge stomp. So that's the only Starsboba game I could find of this, and unfortunately it's not the best game I could find, but it's pretty telling. But hopefully you all enjoyed it nonetheless, and thank you for watching. Keep following. Please follow me on my stream. It'll really help me out. Please follow me on my YouTube channel and all that jazz. Follow me on Facebook. That's where I keep all my updates on, usually Facebook or on my Twitter. So thank you all for watching. I will bring you more GEST action very soon. And thank you all for watching, and have a fantastic day.